Kathie Lee.
How are you
For a long time. How are you? Great to see you.
Hello. Oh, hi.
And I apologize in advance for this guy.
See that?
I really do.
They never forget that little secret that we share. Always wear red when we meet. Because we'll never recognize each other without it, right? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Dynasty
Thank you.
is finished for the new, or is it?
It's finished.
It's finished.
Yeah.
Done. 9 years.
Yeah,
Well, there's a
great
possibility we might do a 2-hour movie of the week wrap-up of it.
Oh, at Christmas time, the Dynasty gang gets together at Christmas and hate each other for Christmas.
I don't know about that, but there's some talk about that.
I bet that will happen for sure.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, you got to say that was a wonderful part of your career,
Oh,
right?
are you kidding? It was one of the most important parts of my life. I mean, this has been amazing for me, and it's very sad. I mean, I miss working with John Forsythe. As you know, he's an incredible man.
Mm-hmm. 9 years with that man, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And I even miss Joan.
It's funny how absence makes the heart grow fond.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's just a different time now, and I'm just trying to adjust to a different way of life.
How are you filling your time, your days these days?
Oh, well, you know why I'm here.
For Clairol, right?
Yes, for Clairol. We're selecting the winners of the Take Charge Award.
I love this idea.
These are women over 30 years of age who have taken charge of their lives and have...
Right. Overcome major obstacles, and we would like to honor them as role models so that other women know that it's possible to come out of a bad situation at that time of your life, change your life around, and make a contribution to your family, to the community, so that other women that are in the same position feel the courage to be able to do the same thing.
Personal power to change things.
Right.
So we're looking for them right now, huh? Or we're urging them to write a letter nominating someone that they feel fits in this category?
Well, actually, right now, we've got the letters and we're choosing the winners, but right now they can write in for next year. If they know someone, they can nominate their mother, their wife. They can nominate themselves if they want.
You're actually going to get
the co-host.
I'm not
Because you've overcome a lot of obstacles.
I have, but I just don't talk about it. I don't burden people with it. Linda, you're going to give the prize at the U.S. Open, right?
Yes, the women's singles.
Didn't you do that last year also?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
yeah,
so.
for the last 5 years. It's very exciting.
Boy, did you see Agassi beat Jimmy Connors yesterday?
No, I missed it, but I heard it was outstanding.
Well, Jimmy, I think, was not feeling well, but Agassi is tenacious, you know. He's such a... whacks that ball.
He's great. I'm a big fan of his.
He's only 19, and Jimmy was 37, so it was kind of like that age conflict in there.
Yeah, but I heard he did great, Jimmy Connors.
Oh, he had him down 2-1. And
I root for the older ones.
Yeah, so do I. Love those older guys. But now you've also moved away from Hollywood for a while, right?
Yeah.
You've got a new residence in the
I moved
Northwest somewhere?
up to Washington State.
It's so beautiful there.
I have a home on a lake, and I just love it. Everyone says, why are you in Washington State? It's beautiful.
If they ask you that, they've never been there.
Well, you know, Washington told me not to tell everybody it's so great because everyone is moving up there.
Yeah, they sure are.
Because wasn't Seattle the #1 city that just picked by Money Magazine as the greatest place in America to live? And Seattleites were going, don't say that. We don't want anybody else to come.
So you're living on a lake in the woods up there all by yourself?
Rage.
Doesn't that get a little lonely? Walking around in your red dress thinking about me?
Somehow she copes.
Well, there's always next year.
But you know, you've always had that great outdoors look anyway. You know, that windblown, fresh.
And yet none of the wrinkles that come from sunshine.
That's right. So you must be very happy up there.
I am happy.
You don't miss living in Hollywood with all the hustle and bustle and the excitement and all that?
But you know something, you guys, how long have you done the show?
Regis 6 years.
6 years.
Going on 5 with him.
Yeah.
Okay, don't you long for some free time? Or do you long for some free time? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't you? I mean, do you do this? How long do you do this for?
Every day.
For the whole year?
This could be our last show.
But you, have been off now 6 months?
About 9 months.
About 9 months. And you went off to Europe. You said, I'm going to play. I'm going to find a man.
I went to Europe twice.
And you did both things, right?
I played, yeah.
And?
I've had a good time.
You played in Europe?
Yeah.
And did you find a man?
Not in Europe. I didn't go to Europe to shop for a man.
No. Why did you say
Valentino.
that? Let's take a break and get back and continue this, okay? I think we're on to something here with Linda Evans, and we'll be right back in a moment. You know, Some people are calling in wondering how they can enter this Clairol contest, I guess you would call it. Sure. The information will be in our newsletter for this week, but is there something we could give them in terms of an address or?
Goodness.
On the newsletter. Okay. All right, fine.
It'll be on the newsletter.
Now, Linda, somebody gave me this album and said Linda would know what this is all about. If I held this album out about, here's this handsome young guy standing in a pool of water, peering out into space, and up there it says, Yanni. Huh? Yeah. Is this what we found in Europe? No, Yanni. Here's a better picture of Yanni.
Yeah, he's a nice-looking
guy. Nice-looking guy.
Looks a little bit like Jeremy Irons. You know, that seething.
Is he Greek?
He's Greek.
Greek. Oh.
He's Greek.
Does he dance a lot like this?
Actually, we've done that a few times.
She's thrown a few plates with him.
How'd you meet Yanni?
You know, it's very strange. I've loved his music for years, and he's one of my favorite composers. So I was sitting around with some friends one day, and we all were just crazy about his music, and everybody said, let's call him and tell him he's wonderful. And then they said, let's have Linda call him and tell him he's wonderful. And I said, why me? And they said, well, maybe he'll call you back, because maybe he won't even call us. So I said, all right, and my assistant was there. She said, I'll get him, and you don't think too much about it.
Anybody, your assistant.
About a week later, she said, well, he's on the phone. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to say to him? You're wonderful. And then what do I say to him after that? And I had no idea, you know, what he looked like. I mean, you have these pictures, but I loved his music. That's all I wanted to say was he was great. So I told him that, and we talked, and he was so wonderful. He was charming.
Oh, I'll bet he put his best foot forward. I'll bet he gave his best concerto. What, Linda Evans calling me to tell me I'm wonderful? Oh, I'm going to be charming.
Did he believe it at first, that it was really you calling?
Well, yeah, why not? So he said, you know, this is great. Can I call you back? Can we talk? And we talked. And one day I was in town, and he came to the door.
In town? What do you mean, in town? In Greece, or?
No, in Beverly Hills. I was in Washington when I called.
I got you, yes.
I was in Beverly Hills. He came to the door. I opened the door.
And there was Yanni?
I could not believe my eyes. He doesn't look like this, I have to tell you.
He doesn't?
No.
Gorgeous.
My girlfriend said he should shoot this photographer.
Wait a minute. How dare him come to the front door after one phone call?
No.
Who does he think he is?
It wasn't one phone call. We talked for weeks.
I like this guy's rushing you a little bit.
We talked for weeks. He'd become my friend. And
like a pen pal, but a phone pal.
Does John Forsythe know this is happening? He's going to be very upset.
He'll be
thrilled. Matter of fact, he doesn't. Nobody knows this is happening, but after this, everybody's going to know this is happening. I mean, I am, this is...
So he came to the door and you
came to the door, and I opened the door, and I went, oh, my God. Yanni. I had no idea that Yanni was Yanni. I mean, I loved his music, and I thought he was lovely when I talked to him. But my goodness, he's a beautiful man.
Somewhere Yanni is wearing red right now.
Oh, he's seeing red. Yeah. So this has been going on for a while, and you're happy.
Yes, yes, I am.
Boy, Linda, you're beaming, you're radiant.
Thanks.
It's wonderful. We're happy for you.
I'm not so happy, but...
I'm thrilled for you.
That's nice. That's nice. So you found the guy that you're really crazy about. You're living in a spot.
And I love his music. I mean,
you love his music.
He has a new album out called Nicky Nana.
Nicky Nana.
You know, I am
coming out.
Nicky Nana. I'm going to use that in my act. But we'd love to meet him sometime.
Well, I hope you can.
Sure.
You'd enjoy him.
I'd like him a lot. He would be a pain in the you-know-what.
I would be charming to Yanni.
You promise?
Yanni and Regis.
Does he need to wear red?
He doesn't need to wear red. No, whatever he wants to wear. Well, that's good.
So wonderful.
Everything is wonderful in Linda.
And she's perusing scripts.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
She has her pick of anything she wants to do.
What do you think? When do you feel like going back to work?
Not right now.
No, not right now. Having
Yanni
too much
waiting.
fun, yes, with Yanni. Well, that's great, Linda. So have a wonderful time in New York. Have a great time out at the U.S. Open.
Absolutely.
And if we get that mail from the Clairol over 30, take charge of your life. We're going to send it over to you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Good luck. Bye, sweetie.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Freddie Jackson in a moment. Stay there.
For information